Welcome back to another episode of Detonation. We have a really cool episode of Detonation coming right up for you all this way. It's John, and John's back here for Art Sundays. Hey, it's been a little while, John. Thanks for coming back to Detonation. How you been?
Pretty well. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me back on our Art Sundays.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but we have there's been a lot of action happening, and there's a lot going on in the art market, so we'll catch up on that. The thing is, I have to thank you a lot, John, because I don't I tell people politicians are watching this and stuff, and there was the Natia Kapchuk from she's the British art ambassador was watching this show, and that inspired her to come on here, and I got to do a great interview with the British art ambassador. And another one who was actually watching Art Sundays as well was Sophia Skyer, and she's a ballerina, actress, Hollywood actress, and she was watching our show, and she was inspired, and she came on the show. So you never know where these shows go, and you never know who's watching them. So thanks very much, John, for the Russian British art ambassador and Hollywood actress. What was for inspiring those two to come on? And I mean, it's all your hard work. I mean, I'm just the guy with the mic, but your skill and talent. And I tell you what, another one that I have to tell you about is Dr. Catherine. She also has been watching the Art Sunday shows, and she's thinking about coming on to talk. She wants to talk to you about photos because she has a bunch of science stuff that she wants to talk to you about for photos. She thinks photos are really important, and she thinks she can extract a lot of information stuff. So she wants to set up a meeting with you about photos as well. That's Dr. Catherine. I think I'll be interviewing her sometime next week, but yeah, we can organize that as well for maybe for another Art Sunday or whenever. But she's in Cyprus, very interesting lady. So John, thank you so much for A, participating and taking a risk with me to do Art Sundays, but B, doing such a great job and inspiring three people to come to Detonation to talk about high people to talk about art and the emerging world of technology. In Sophia Sky's case, talking about her vision for holograms. John,
Mm.
thank you so much for everything you've done for Detonation.
No, thank you, like still, because with you, I get to put out my expertise to the world. So without you, I couldn't have this. So thank you, still.
Well, that's all right. So, what's going on in the art market today, John? We've got a world that's burning down. We've got stuff going on in Syria. We've got a whole bunch of nonsense going on. But the art market is staying strong. That's what I hear, right?
Yes, it is. Well, one might think that because these cases happening around the world, well, there will be an impact on the art market. But well, the thing is, art thrives on social issues, and people take those social issues and turn them into a visual artwork. Sort of like you're reporting what is occurring around the world with your understanding and your feelings or expressions toward certain social issues. So the more popular the social and political issues, the more valuable your art piece become. So, with these protests happening around in Hong Kong, people might think that no one is gonna attend the auction or the art fairs or any event that involved fine art. But recently, Sotheby's Hong Kong at their sixth annual fall art auction, they have racked up a total of Hong Kongese dollar 3.35 billion, and that is 426 million US dollars. Um, their top end pre-sales estimated that 318 million to 456 million. That's quite impressive for a region that have an ongoing social unrest been happening, and it's not just a fine art and modern art that sold at the the Hong Kong Sotheby's Hong Kong, but there are a lot of variety and decorative items have been sold there, and they include wine. Like wine sales contributed 19 million, and the winner of the top spot is a bottle of Yamazaki single malt whiskey aged 50 years that is sold by 300,272 US dollars. And other like modern art, like sales concluded around 88.8 US dollars. It is highest amount for the modern art, and four bidders like battle it out for San Yu's final masterpiece, New, and sold it at 198 million dollars, beating previous record of Hong Kongese dollars 128 million dollars. Also, the Zhao Ruqi artworks have been sold, especially that the art piece got 21.04.59 from the series Oracle Bone, and that painting sold for 13.3 million dollars. And also, there are also contemporary art sales. Um, the contemporary art broke the previous record. It's concluded at 640 million. That is 824 million Hong Kongese dollars. For 10 minutes, the bidders go battle it out for Yoshitomo Nada's artwork called Knife Behind Back. It sold for 24.9 US, and the biggest canvas by the artist ever to appear in the auction. In Southeast Asia's art, it reached to 11.5 million US dollars. The highlighted ones are the sales included the Adrian Jean Women on the Terrace, which sold for 1.4 million US dollars, and O T Hong's Untitled work sold for 143,000 US dollars, highest for the artist. Chinese art works total at $50.4 million. The highlighted artworks are Sunshine in Lofty Mountains and Wu Guanxing and Bada Sharan's early like Qing Dynasty melon and brackens sold for $1.2 million. The piece of artworks is the first in the fine classical Chinese painting. For the Chinese work of art, ended with total of 88.8 US million. Featured a Fang Lan Chi pouch-shaped Guanlong glass vase sold for 26.4 million, and a superb Juandi blue and white dragon steam bowl fetched for 9.5 millions. In jewelry and watches, 10.64 carat fancy vivid purplish pink diamond led the sale and ending at 19.9 million. And Patek Philippe Sky Moon Tourbillon reference 5002, a pink gold double dial wristwatch with 12 complications sold for 1.4 US millions. So still, by the look of these numbers, you can see that the art market in Southeast Asia is like doing more than fine. Like as I said earlier, it thrives on social issues and vice versa. And timing has to be right, like so that it's the value of the art goes up.
Yeah, yeah, it's really interesting. And what happens is in a time of turmoil, as long as the country hasn't collapsed completely, the people move their money, their cash into artwork as a safe place. I mean, you do the same thing with gold or silver. You move your money over into gold or silver. In this case, we're moving our money over into art. and it's not a complete collapse scenario, so the value of that art just rises. But there
Yeah.
are so many cool pieces in here that I would like to see. I mean, could we see any of these, or are these all off in private hands behind closed doors somewhere?
No, no, you can like search it up at the on the internet and they'll come up, and it's all to the public viewing.
All right, because like this jewelry and watches, this 10.64 carat fancy vivid purple pink diamond, uh, sounds really nice. Or
Mm.
this Patek Philippe Sky Moon Telebrain thing. It looks that looks nice. The reference 5002 pink gold double dial wristwatch. Uh, it sounds fun. I mean, I wouldn't mind one of those.
Yeah, those watches they're usually sold like a minimum of $1 million. It's not just your usual go around just $500 watch or and I think Rolex as well. It goes for like really high places, but for Patek Philippe, the type of the watches that it's usually around 1 mil a piece, and then it goes up and up.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what makes those Patek Philippe Sky Moon watches so valuable? Is it what they're made of, or is it brand recognition, or a little bit of both? What makes them so valuable?
I think it's what they're made of, because it's like, as you can see, if you search it up, you can see that the authenticity and like it's the way it made. It's all is like it's unique. So
And you got other things here. In the modern art sales concluded at 88.8 million US dollars, its highest amount for modern art. Four bidders batted out for Senu's final masterpiece, New, and sold at 198 million dollars, beating previous record of 128 million Hong Kong
dollars.
dollars. New. What is that? Is that an art? That's an artwork, obviously.
Yes, it's an artwork, because it's it's Senu's final piece. It's new. It's resold for $198 million. It beat the previous records. I think it's
Do
for
you know that
Senu.
piece? Do you know that piece? What does it look like?
I wish I can show you, but it's if I can refer to the note, I will probably can show you
Mm-hmm.
that.
Sany.
Why you like if
Sanyyu. I think I'm very interested to see this. So is
Yeah,
this?
it's a if people are watching this, you can also search it up as well. It's called SANYU, San News. And then the artwork is called New, and it's a woman lying on her back, and with her right leg up, and then just being relaxed. It's a nude art piece of work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I have it here.
Yeah, could you
Let me
show?
show the audience this because it looks fairly interesting. Uh, uh, so here it is here on screen. That looks very interesting. I think that's it, right?
Mm.
Is that the one?
I think the ones I got is the hold on. Nah, it's the one with the woman is like laying on her back with her right leg up.
That's not the one?
There, it's not the one.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not sure how to get that one then. But anyway,
Nah,
that's
it's
all right.
on just if you just search it up, like you can actually like the first results the one that I mentioned. Like I like the very first result is like what I mentioned.
All right, cool. All right. I'm not sure I have the right one there, but anyway, it looks like a cool piece. Anyway, what else have you got here, John? Let's talk about the other side of the globe. What else is going on over there in the UK and England, Europe, and all that?
Yeah, with the like I mentioned is like with the timing, it has to be correct because like talk about the timing and the other side of the globe. Another piece of artwork has been sold and it's been making headlines. Banksy devolved Parliament. We all know who Banksy is, and we don't know who Banksy is because it's an anonymous artist, and it's estimated to fetch around 1.5 to 2 million pound by Sotheby's London. Uh, but it has been sold for 8.5 million pound, 9.9 million with fees. It smashed the artist's record sale of 1.5 million pound. The battle for acquiring this painting, it went for like 13 minutes, and they kept jumping by 1 mil at a time. Head of Sotheby's Emma Baker won behalf of the anonymous collector in the like by the phone. There were biddings from around the world, such as like public and around the world and public institutions. Said the clients of these senior directors and head of contemporary art, who's narrowly missed out on acquiring that painting. It is an oil painting, 4.2 meters by 2.5 meters, unframed, the largest for the from the artist. In the painting, you can see that it is painted from the view from the entrance of the House of Commons. Uh, this painting was completed in 2009, and it is as relevant as of today. The timing of this painting is impeccable because of the social and political issues happening at UK and people making decisions for UK at the House of Commons. Well, the message of the painting, it's what it's trying to convey is that like people, rather than acting like like evolved civilized human beings, like they are acting like monkeys, shouting at each other and creating chaos and not reaching the end. Uh, this painting was originally named Question Time when it debuted in exhibition at the artist's hometown Bristol in southwest England. The artist later reworked the painting, and now the lights are off. On the at the top you can see two chandeliers, and now there's no light. And the banana, he changed the banana is now upside down. And the auction, like a fun fact, the auction took place at the same venue where a young girl with her hand extended towards a red heart-shaped balloon carried away by the wind was shredded by the artist with the remote control while auction was happening. And that piece of artwork is now called "Love Is in the Bin."
Huh. Where is the banana? I can't see the banana.
Mm.
Is it? I can't actually see the banana. Where is that? Is that on the front there, in the front bench, on the front bench? I can't see it.
Banksy. Bit of a background because like people, no one know who Banksy is.
Sure, in Bristol.
Like,
Banksy from Bristol.
yep, that's all we know.
Anyway, that's very good. I like that work anyway, regardless. And what did you
It represents like
what did you say about the chandelier?
at the top.
Yeah, did they turn
There's
the
two.
lights off?
Yeah, he reworked it so that the lights are off.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really relevant, and it's really true, as it's like I've been watching a lot of uh news and stuff, and people is like asking about like, oh, what do you think about Brexit and stuff, and then they were like, oh, it's just monkey business. So it's like, yeah, it's really good for this piece of artwork to become like, to sell as Sotheby's London.
Banksy, hey? So Banksy's an anonymous person out there pumping up beautiful artwork, making fun of politicians. I really love it. I think it's
No,
definitely.
the thing is like timing is really good, because like he made this in, or he like Banksy made it in the 2009, like um a decade ago,
Yeah.
and then while the auction happening like this year, and then like he quoted that, oh, it's a shame I didn't own it still, like I didn't own it anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because
like on his Instagram he quoted that, yeah, it's a shame he didn't own it anymore.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Um, it does feel like that Parliament at the moment. I mean, it resonates with me because most of the world's parliaments feel like that. You're right. They're shouting each other down. They're
Mm.
stressed. They're acting like monkeys.
Yeah,
Not
and
calling them monkeys.
all what they're trying to say become a white noise, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a brilliant piece. And so, this Banksy character, are you familiar with them? What other works has Banksy done?
Yeah, based on what I mentioned, a young girl hand extended toward the heart-shaped balloon, like it was like it was going on auction, and then while it's happening, the artist activated the device, and then
Oh yeah,
it shredded the art piece
yeah,
halfway. Yeah,
yeah.
it's become like news around the world. So that's one of his, and then and I'm pretty sure, but another work of his is like a mask, a person throwing a bouquet of flower. I think that's by Banksy as well. So
Sounds really smart. It's either a
if
person or a group of people, or whatever, whoever or whatever they are, or an art club or a person, or that they're very clever. I mean, they're very
Hey,
clever,
they,
and
they
that's
are, yeah.
how art should be. It should be clever. It shouldn't just be aesthetically pleasing.
No, no,
Like this classical stuff, and it shouldn't just be sort of involved. Like it shouldn't just involve you and invite. It should have this sort of niche where you come away like you feel like you've been tricked and you've learnt
yeah,
something and you've enjoyed it and it was fun and it sticks around in your head. That's what art's about, right?
yeah. It's also like you need to look at like it should make people to second guess, you know. And then I'm like, oh, you're watching a piece of artwork, like, wait, hang on, like, it's like this is what's happening around the world, and like we need to change something about it,
Yeah.
because it's like we said, that they are acting like monkeys, and then they're just shouting at each other. It just the the problems become a white noise. Like if you ever watch a question time for like Parliament, Australia, UK, or Congress in United States, you know.
So when are you going on tour, John?
I wish, but I'm not sure. In
No,
the
we
future
just
soon.
you just have to find out. You just have to find some sort of niche, some sort of way to exhibit your photography skills. In a way that could do this. I mean, maybe, not shredding, but maybe if you could figure out some way to make your picture really, really big and then do something to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Drop it off Sydney Harbour Bridge or something. I don't know. Figure something out. Uh, you gotta have this creative streak, and
yeah. Maybe I make a big piece of artwork, like related to climate change, and then join the Extinction Rebellion and climb like Sydney Harbour Bridge and drop it off.
yeah, yeah. The Extinction Rebellion will will accept anybody at this rate. I don't think they have any standards. So, yeah, do that. Talking about Extinction Rebellion, you prepared something, right?
Yeah, so if you, it's not about Extinction Rebellion, but if you love Benedict Cumberbatch and cats, well, you're in for a treat, because um, there are a lot of like Extinction Rebellions are happening around the world, and roads are being shut down, and um, in UK and outside of Adelphi building near the embankment, the roads are closed for a different reason at UK. Uh, and because they're making a film about Louis Wayne, the prolific Edwardian artist. He make this huge piece of, like artworks where he draw cats with bulging eyes. They're like it draws you in. So Benedict Cumberbatch, it's playing like it's a biopic movie. So he is playing the artist, and then it will be about his life work.
Wow, cool. All right. Well, we look forward. I look forward to that.
I don't know
Uh,
any like releasing dates or when it's coming out, but like they're filming a biopic as of now, I think.
wow, very cool. All right. Well, we'll have to keep our eyes out for that. Uh, Benedict. Yeah, Benedict seems yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that art. But anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say like everyone loved Benedict. Who doesn't? You know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Anyway, but thank you very much for coming on and highlighting all that more important information. So, if you had to say where is the art mark booming the most or being the most stable? Is it Europe right now? I mean, you mentioned London or Hong Kong. I mean, are these the only two bright spots? What about the rest of the world? What about New York? What about San Fran? What about any? Is there any other? What about Beijing? What about Tokyo?
Well, I'd probably say it's art thrives where there is social unrest. So the more political issues are happening and social issue, the more like um the more popular that site will become.
So London and Hong Kong are bright spots
London,
because
yeah, London, Hong Kong, and maybe US, because it's like the MoMA just recently renovated, so there might be a new artworks coming in at MoMA. So
and
if people who doesn't know who like MoMA is like Museum of Modern Art. So
yeah, the Modern Art Museum. And do you think that we're going to see any new technologies in that integration? I mean, we've talked about VR, we've talked about these virtual spaces. Um, do you think there's any other new sort of things coming down the pipeline? If for MoMA integration, I mean, what do you think?
well, if well if not, then they should, because it's like we are evolving, and like technology is going like higher and higher, so we should expect any like technology based or should I say a digital based like artworks.
Yeah, totally agree. All
And
right,
and
well,
also like I quite like those ones. Like people like in the previous video we mentioned the Team Lab, the artists from Japan. It just like they play with like AR, and that's pretty cool. So if not, then
yeah.
they should. If not, then they should.
Yeah, yeah, AR is a big one. VR is a big one. Um, yeah, this Museum of Modern Art, I think, like it could rival Tokyo's Digital Art Museum, which we've talked about, which Melania Trump went to. Australia, does Australia need to catch up? Does Australia need to invest in this modern art area? Do we have enough in that space?
Well, in Australia we got NGA, the National Gallery, and we got Sydney's Contemporary Art, and we got a lot of like um museums around Melbourne. So all we need to like for Sydney, we just need to like purchasing art, and we need to
Purchase.
we need to exposing like underdog artists and we need to exposing any like indigenous artists as well that
How,
are.
how do we do that? Do we need a triple J of artists? Like triple J is set up for artists, but musician artists mainly, right? But all creative fields, because
Mm,
by default musicians sort of attract artists because they want propaganda to make their
mm.
music. Do we need a sort of triple J of artists or what?
Well, we like to. We need to like artists as well need to get out there, and make noise like what Banksy's doing, and also the collectors, the museums, the head of museum, they need to go around, not just like hang around like near the popular artworks and stuff. They need to go out there where it's like uncharted areas where there's not like recognition areas to go see. Art is just like it's art is unique, so you need to go out there where you haven't been before. So
Yeah, art is definitely unique, and it is hard for a young artist.
it is.
But it's always been hard for a young artist, and the ones who thrive and make it think there's the box. They think not just outside it, but way, way outside
Way
it. And
outside, yes.
yeah, and see, like anyone, like in today's modern age, I mean, plenty of people have the ability and the talent to paint what Banksy has painted, but um, he's done it in such a way at such a time that resonates with the global audience. Or the
Yes.
shredding thing. I mean, it's a dramatic move. You know what I mean? Nobody really wants to shred their artwork or shred.
Yeah, it's said that it's very, very first like live art while auction is happening. So
Yeah, I like that because it's dramatic.
mm,
It's what art. I feel like that's exactly what art is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be something stagnant. It's a living entity, and the timeless works that have gone through time, as being a popular, yeah, as something very popular, resonating for all people. For example, pick something generic like the Mona Lisa, or the hieroglyphs, but Mona
mm,
Lisa, say. I mean, she speaks to people differently in all different ways. I mean, like she smiles in that way that everybody thinks of something different, and they always do, and they always will, and it's it's something that travels through time, as opposed to um, just resonating with a core base of people, and then that filtering out as it's forgotten or put in the basement somewhere.
yeah,
Um, you have to make that reciprocal value with people, which is hard, which is damn hard, and it's a lot of skill, a lot of effort, a lot of thought, a lot of drugs. I don't know what they have to do, but uh, it's something incredible, and you know, yeah, I do agree with you. It's good luck as young artists out there, and John, if you know any young artists who want to talk about their artwork or anything, I mean, bring them on the show. Bring them on the show. I'm happy to entertain them and to look at their art and to talk about their art, and you can host your own show about for young artists who you want to connect with and talk to and all that. Why not? I mean,
mm.
that'd be fun.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea still. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun. All right, well, cool. Well, anyway, thanks, John. That's really good stuff. Really good information. There's a lot to unpack. If people are interested in the art market, go back to the start. Listen to John. Listen to him again. Listen to him again, and you'll discover how important some of that information is. What's going on in the art market in both London and in Hong Kong. Thank you very much, John, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me still. It's without, like I said, like without you, like we wouldn't be doing this. So thank you.
No problem, and and thank you for inspiring the British Art Ambassador. I don't know where that came from, but British Art Ambassador said likes the show. All right, I'm going to come on it, and Dr. Catherine, I'll get you to talk to her. She's interested in she works for CERN, laboratories, and she's interested in film because there's a lot of space telescope photography and stuff like that. And Sophia Skaya, another Russian Hollywood actress who's likes Detonation and likes Art Sundays, and came on the show. So, thank you, John, for doing
No
that.
worries. Yeah, thank you for watching Detonation and Art Sundays.
Yeah, thank you. All more coming to you all this week. Detonation, putting death out of business.